What is up, Yankee fans? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and the Yankees just dropped the series finale to the Baltimore Orioles in a disappointing loss, to say the very least. Look, there's a lot we can talk about. We're going to recap this series here. We're going to talk about games 1, 2, 3, preview the upcoming series with the Rays, talk a little bit about what's going on the farm, all of that and more right here on Fireside Yankees. What is up, everyone? I'm your host, Ryan Garcia. Hope you're having a great evening. We've got an action-packed show here. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. If you guys aren't already, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that and more. Now, looking at Game 1, it was Will Warren versus Tomoyuki Sugano. I felt like the Yankees had an opportunity to hit Sugano because he's not a high strikeout pitcher, but that scouting report did not go the way I thought it would. Sugano struck out 8 Yankees. He had 9 strikeouts going into the game, so he almost doubled his strikeout number in one start. His best start in the big leagues by a considerable margin. The offense just didn't do a job against him. They had 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 runners, and they mustered 0 runs. They kind of had him on the ropes. They had bases loaded in the first inning. Didn't do a job. They had runners, ducks in the pond, couldn't do a job. And that happened too often that game. They had 10 hits, 1 walk. You can't have 11 base runners and score 3 runs. You can't leave 9 runners on base. Can't happen. These are the kinds of things that can't happen, but they do happen every now and then. They happen to teams. It happens. Like, I get that. I think the thing that I walk away the most upset with was the way that Will Warren pitched. And I say this as someone who has kind of consistently been on this podcast, very, very, very positive on Will Warren. Like, I think that the public perception or the fan perception of Will Warren is a lot more negative than the industry views him, or they view him a lot. Fans don't value Will Warren the way that other organizations value Will Warren and the way that the New York Yankees value Will Warren. And so I've always had a higher view on him than fans, and I've based that off of the way I hear people in other organizations or in the Yankee organization talk about Will Warren. With that being said, that doesn't mean that I don't think there are moments to criticize him and that there aren't moments to talk about what was a really, really, really just straight up bad performance. I look at that 3rd inning and I look at the first 2. I thought he pitched well in the first 2 innings. I know he gave up the RBI double, but Grisham should have had that ball. Like, I don't think he pitched bad in those 2 innings. I thought he pitched fine. I thought he was doing a job. Got into some jams, got himself into some trouble, but he did a job to get out of it in the first. And, he should have, again, gotten out of it scot-free in the second. That 3rd inning was abysmal. I mean, you walk the first 2 hitters you face. And again, to clarify, in that first inning, he got out of the jam, fastball, some sweepers, but mostly with the fastball, the 4-seam fastball. 2nd inning, he gave up the double on a fastball, but that should have been caught. Again, you can bank that as like, that should be a fly out. And also this pitch has been just ripping through the Baltimore Orioles lineup. Let me keep dialing this thing in the way you did against Cleveland, where that was the only fastball he used. Granted, Cleveland threw him an all-lefty lineup, and, the Orioles weren't throwing him an all-lefty lineup, so he did have to throw in some sinkers, and I get that. But in that 3rd inning, dude, he doesn't go after anyone with the fastball in zone, really. He very rarely felt comfortable, it looked like, attacking guys in the zone with a fastball. And I have a really hard time trying to understand why we're back to that habit, because he beat it in Cleveland, really struggled with it in Tampa, but he seemed to get over in Cleveland, just going inside the heater, challenging guys, going inside, trusting that fastball. And then in Baltimore, just like, why are we not attacking these guys? Why are we falling behind in counts? Why are we putting 2 runners on for Baltimore? Go after these guys. If they kill you, if Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman, who are 2 good players, don't get me wrong, but if they beat you, you live with it. Not because you want them to beat you, but if they beat you, you tip your cap. You go, they beat me. All right, cool. Especially that early into a game with no one on. No runs scored, no one on. Go after them. Go after these guys. Go get outs. But when you put 2 guys on, now you're in a situation with no one out and a tie game where you can't afford to nibble. Where he throws the sweeper to Ryan O'Hearn late in that inning, and I'm like, dude, what are we doing? Where's the fastball? He didn't throw. I thought I'm pretty sure up to that point, he didn't throw a fastball in zone to any of the hitters he had faced, or to either Hearn, Adley, or Gunnar. I don't think he threw a single fastball in zone to any of those guys. What are we doing? As a big league starter, what are we doing? We've got our best pitch is our four-seam fastball. It's been our best pitch last year. It's been our best pitch this year. So in a growing major league sample size, our best pitch has been our four-seam fastball. It's got to be your money pitch. You've got to rely on that pitch like it's your baby. When you're in a jam, you throw that pitch. When you're down the count, you throw that pitch. You get cute with the changeup that isn't working, and the sinker that gets tattooed, and the sweeper that doesn't work to lefties, and you play around with that when you're ahead and when your team's up 3-4 runs. Go after them with the damn fastball. Go after them with that damn fastball. I really get frustrated watching Warren pitch sometimes because it feels like it's a lack of trust in his stuff. It's like I'm not going to go after these guys. I'm going to put guys on unnecessarily. I'm going to put traffic on the base so that if I give up a home run, it's a 2-3 run home run, or force myself to have to throw strikes to guys. Now they know I have to throw strikes, and now I'm going to get tattooed. It's self-inflicted wounds. It's bad pitch decisions. It's bad location. It's not trusting the stuff. I talked about it in Tampa. Why aren't we throwing fastballs inside to lefties? Why are these guys seeing away? Why is Baltimore seeing one location away? Yeah, they're going to hit that. It's away. You're throwing in the same spot. Of course they're going to hit it. Anyone can hit it. Major league hitters, if you give them one place to cue their eyes on and you never change their eye levels, they're going to hit it. Doesn't matter how good your stuff is. You can be Paul Skeens. If Paul Skeens only threw fastballs up and away to lefties, by at bat 2 against that guy's going to start seeing that fastball and hitting that fastball. It's got to get better. It's got to get better like now. It's got to get better now. I'm not saying the results have to get better. I want them to get better. I'm not saying I got to see a sub 2 ERA by season's end, but I got to see hey, I'm throwing my fastball inside. Hey, I'm in a jam. I'm throwing my best pitch. I'm not falling into the same story of away, get passive, put guys on, find myself in a jam, get scared to throw the fastball. It's, oh no, what if I hit him? Oh no, what if you hit him? Oh no, what if they pull one out of the ballpark? They're going to do it with your slider. They'll do it with your changeup. They'll do it with your sinker. At least get beat on your best pitch. Get beat on your best pitch. That's fine. Fastball inside to get beat on one, tip the cap. But no one's hit that pitch this year. I don't get not sticking to it. That was my big critique from game 1. Warren, I thought, just didn't pitch well. I was really disappointed in that outing. But moving on to game 2, the Yankees were incredible in game 2. And you know who else was incredible in game 2? Unlike, the bad start we just talked about with Warren, guys, Carlos Carrasco, oh my God, no, we're going to talk about Carlos Carrasco in a bit. Don't worry. Carlos Rodon was, just brilliant. There's no other way to put it. He was everything you could ask for in a start and more, and he's been as good as you could possibly ask for, I think, this year. Like, given the preseason expectations, given the pressure placed on him with the rotation, given the volume he's provided, the value he's provided in that volume, the luck he's run into because he's had basically all of the runners he's had put on score this season, which is unreal. Like, that's not sustainable. I believe he's had, to start the year, I think in all of his starts, so he put a runner on, they're basically guaranteed to score. The Brewers start, that didn't happen. This past start, that didn't happen. The Rays start, that definitely didn't happen. The Rays start. Although even in this start, like, he had 2 hits and 1 walk, 2 runs scored. One of them was a home run. Like, he had 3 base runners reach, or 3 base runners reach. 2 of them scored. So even then, like, when guys have gone on against Rodon, they've somehow scored. But I thought he was brilliant. Let's roll the tape here. Let's look at this Carlos Rodon. 7 strikeout, 2 earned run, 1 walk, 2 hit outing.
The glove, how quickly they get it done.
Mullins down on strikes.
Really well down and kind of sets up his slider.
Swing and a miss.
Battle between the information and the eye test.
Swing and a miss.
Feel good.
Swing and a miss.
Is different, correct?
Yes.
On the 4-seamer and the slider than the other ones.
Strike three. Mullins
Sign like a changeup.
swing
Yes.
and miss.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought he was probably going to watch today.
Swing and a miss. Hanley.
Just a remarkable start, But I think what you honestly remember most from this game is the fact that he scored 15 runs. I mean, they scored so many. Kyle Gibson's not a major league pitcher. Good God, they killed him. They brutalized him. Trent Grisham, first strike he hit for a home run. Ben Rice hit a home run. Aaron Judge hit a home run. Don't think it was that order. I think it was Grisham. It was Grisham, Judge, Rice. Then Bellinger hit a home run after the later in the inning. He was a fifth batter. Came up. He hit a home run. The Yankees had this is the second time this ever happened in Major League history. The 3 straight home runs and a fourth guy hitting a home run right after. That's never happened until this year when the Yankees did it against Milwaukee and they did it against Baltimore. The Yankee offense was incredible. Goldschmidt was hitting, Volpe was hitting, Wells hit a home run, Rice hit 2 home runs, Grisham hit a home run, Bellinger hit a home run, Jazz hit a triple. He got pulled. He had an injury. We're going to talk about that injury later. They just crushed the ball. This is the best offense in baseball this year. And I know that people are going to say, well, yesterday, or if you're looking at watching this tomorrow, yesterday they stunk in big spots. This team can't hit. This team is statistically the best in baseball at hitting. So, and their offense outside of Aaron Judge has still been one of the best in the league. So that's what the numbers say. If you say your eye test says different, whatever. It's your opinion. I'm just telling you what the offensive numbers say. This is the best offense in baseball. And it's led by that man, Aaron Judge, who has been ridiculous. They crushed the Orioles. Ian Hamilton looked really good. 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. I think he's one of the nastiest relievers that we don't talk about enough. Thought it was going to be the momentum swing for game 3, especially once Aaron Judge started today's game off with a 2-run home run. But then the Orioles just struck back with 2 home runs in the second. A 2-run just monster shot from Mountcastle, and then a solo blast to the same spot in left field. It just Carlos Carrasco can't really pitch major league level. And that's the theme of game 3, I think. There are 2 themes from game 3. Number 1, Carlos Carrasco can't pitch to big league level. He had a 6 ERA last year, and he was so bad that the Guardians had him throw out an opening a first pitch for a playoff game because they were like, yeah, he's retired. This is former starting pitcher Carlos Carrasco who pitched for them that year. That's just crazy to think about. A guy who pitched for them that year. They were like, yep, you're first pitch guy now. You're first pitch thrown guy. That's like turbo washed. That's retire status. And the New York Yankees are letting him start like a normal starting pitcher, which I pushed against so many times. I have been very anti Carlos Carrasco is going to be good for the Yankees. Not anti Carlos Carrasco the person. Carlos Carrasco the person freaking rocks. He beat leukemia. He's a well-respected veteran. An awesome Cleveland Guardian. He rocks. Like his career is rocked, and he rocks as a dude. But he's not a good major league pitcher anymore. And we've got to stop pretending like there's any upside here. The guy has not had an above average ERA in a full 162 season since 2018. Guys, in 2018, I was still in 8th grade. I am in college now. Okay? Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Right? Let's I don't need to see this guy pitch anymore. He gives up a ton of home runs. He doesn't strike out a lot of people. He doesn't have pristine command. His stuff is bottom of the barrel bad. There's no reason to watch this guy pitch. There's none. I don't have to see him pitch. I no longer want to see him pitch ever again for the New York Yankees. I don't think that's a controversial take. I think it should be a controversial take. I can have him pitch in like a long man role. I can have him pitch after an opener. I can have him be an opener. I can have him be a normal functioning 5th starter where you ask him to go, all right, bud, you're built up for 90 pitches. Let's go. 5 innings, 6 innings. Let's do it. No, man. Can't do that. He stinks. Yeah, you threw one time through the order. That's what he can do every now and then. Might give you 5 if you're lucky. If you're lucky, you're getting 5. The guy has a 2.1 something home runs per 9, and he doesn't strike out anybody. I don't know a single major league pitcher who's competitive at the major league level who allows home runs that often and doesn't strike anyone out. Those guys don't have major league jobs. Call up Brendan Beck. He's 26 years old. He's in Double-A. His only problem has been injuries. Yankees called him a fast rise when he drafted him in 2021. Try that. Alan Winans is throwing the ball well in AAA. Try that. Anything other than Carlos Carrasco will function as the 5th starter, and the goal is to use him as you'd use Garrett Cole or Max Fried or Carl Jordan or Clark Schmidt or Luis Heel, which is you throw them out there and they're just a normal starter. He's not a normal starter. He stinks. He stinks. Stinks. He's terrible. Hate to say it. The other theme from this loss was that Pablo Reyes came up in the 6th inning and delivered a really, really bad at-bat in a key spot in the game. They ended up losing by 1 run. They don't have a third baseman who can hit like left-handed pitching at all. That was an all problem going into the offseason. That was a problem right now. The fact they didn't get another infielder, or they didn't get an infielder on a major league deal, is crazy to me. It's crazy. It's still nuts that ended up happening. The Yankees have a 0.0 WAR from the third base position, I believe, right now, after today's game. Because it was 0.1 going into today, and then Peraza and Reyes, I think, didn't pick up a hit in any of their at-bats. So I imagine their WAR is going to go down. You were not going to get production out of this third base room as currently constructed, and you are not getting production out of this third base room as currently constructed. It's not mostly on Cabrera. Like, Cabrera's throwing errors are a problem, but like, I think that's going to iron itself out. I think he's a good defender who's going through a bad defensive stretch. He's also not a great hitter going through a good offensive stretch, so that'll kind of need itself out. But I think he can hit righties. I trust him against a right-handed pitcher to put up a good at-bat. I don't trust anyone named Pablo Reyes and Oswald Peraza right now. I don't trust them against lefties. They can't hit lefties. They can't hit anyone. These guys are not good. These guys are not major league players. They're here by default. They didn't win their job. I guess Pablo Reyes won his final bench job, but that's because the Yankees didn't have a bench. Their bench sucks. That's why they're in this spot. Granted, once Stanton comes back, and Grisham's been an awesome 4th outfield, like their bench, I think saying it sucks is a stretch, but their infield depth is really bad. Their infield depth is atrocious. That's where their bench sucks. They don't have a right-handed hitter they can trust. That's why Reyes won his job, because they don't have right-handed hitting depth. Peraza won his job, quote unquote, by having a bad spring and having DJ LeMahieu get hurt. He didn't really win his job. He's just here. He's here, and his stay is extended beyond where it likely should have been. I want these guys to prove me wrong because I want the Yankees to perform well, but I don't think they will. And I think that has to be something the Yankees address. They have to go out and get me a right-handed hitting third baseman who can hit lefties at the very least, or a full-time starter if possible, because that moves Cabrera to the bench spot. And if Cabrera's your bench utility guy, you're just in such a better spot than you would be if he is your starting third baseman in the majority of games you play. But I digress. Let's talk about what we've got going on this week for the Yankees series preview right here on Fireside Yankees. Yankees are playing the Rays. They're hosting the Rays. Technically, they hosted the Rays. We faced them in George M. Steinbrenner, if you want to be technical. This series starts on Friday, so you have the day off tomorrow, which is really good. Fried will go against Ryan Pepiot. I think that's a rematch. I think that's a rematch. That was a rematch of the Sunday game. The Yankees hit Pepiot decently well. Not crazy well. Fried had a really good start. It'll be Schmidt versus Zach Littell versus Clark Schmidt. Zach Littell, someone who, I think we avoided in that series. I'm pretty sure we avoided him in that series. And then Taj Bradley, we faced him versus Will Warren. That's another rematch. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees handle these 3 Rays starters. They all have ERAs over 4. They've struggled a little bit to start the year. But all these guys have really good stuff. Like, Bradley's got good stuff. He can rip off a really good start any day. Pepiot's got 6 stuff. Again, he can rip off a really good start any given day. And the same rings true for Littell to an extent. His stuff is not as explosive as those two guys, but he can deliver a good start on any given day. They're not outright terrible starters, but they're not their best. Shane Baz is probably their best starter. And then, when healthy, Shane McClanahan. Could also argue for Drew Rasmussen as their best guy. I think we're avoiding their best, but the Rays' not good arms are still quality major league starters. So I don't want to kind of look past them. You have two of your three best starters going in the series. You have your number 1 and your number 3, and then you have your number 4. So Warren, it's a very important start for him. He's got to turn it around. He's got to do something in this start. For Schmidt, you want to keep the ball rolling after a good start against Toronto. And then for Fried, the Yankees are 6-0 in his starts. You want to just keep that rolling. So, yeah, Yankees dropped the series to Baltimore. If you want positives, here's number 1 positive right here. Aaron Judge is the best player I've ever seen in my damn life. Roll the tape.
High drive, center field. Mullins back, track, wall, see ya. Oh, what a shot. A 2-run home run for Judge in his personal playpen. 2-0 Yanks.
Wow, was that a loud sound? I mean, that's 26 homers now and 58. I can't compute that, but I mean,
Aaron Judge, since April 30th of last year, has a 366 average, 493 OBP, 769 slug, 62 home runs, 37 doubles, 2 triples, and a 1.262 OPS. That is in 159 games. He also has 158 RBIs, 132 walks to go with it, with 206 hits. He's hitting 366 over his last calendar year with a 493 OBP and 62 home runs. Just thought you guys should know that. And I think that'll put a smile on any Yankee fan's face. This guy is the best hitter you've seen since Barry Bonds. Not close, not a debate. No one even remotely, in my opinion, has the peak that could even stand up to Aaron Judge's since Barry Bonds. So debate me, go ahead, try the OPS, the slug, the on base, the average. Can't find anyone who's put up the OPS plus numbers that Aaron Judge has put up in his last 4 years. So since 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, combine it, aggregate it all together, throw it all together. No one has a better 4-year run than that outside of Barry Bonds in that window of since Barry Bonds. So, yeah. That'll wrap up the show here, though. We really appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out Fireside Yankees right here on the Fireside Yankees podcast. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you download and leave a 5-star rating. And if you are unsubscribed, you haven't subscribed to the podcast, make sure you do that. Check out our social media pages. Links to everything will be in the description below. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody, and let's go Yankees.
Perfect.